Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another Paint the Edge of. We're teaching to make a cool painting in about an hour, and I get a little drunk doing it. My name is Joel, and today we're going to be painting this right here. Nice little rustic picture, says close to home. You can write whatever you want on there. It's a nice little live, laugh, love kind of painting. I think the last time I painted this, I put live, laugh, fart, because I was drunk. But you can put whatever you want, so feel free to change that up to whatever you like. It's one of those just kind of cool rustic paintings, if that's your vibe. So, before we get started, please like, share, follow, subscribe. I have links up here in the stream, scrolling there. Help me out there a little bit. I've also going to give away a free giveaway painting like I do with all my painting classes. You just have to correctly answer my subjective trivia question first in the comments, and I will send you a free painting of your choice. I also, before I get to that, before we get to the painting, let me tell you what you're going to need. You're going to want a canvas. I'm using 16 by 20 like I always do. Use whatever size you want, but that's going to be my measurements for that size painting. I've got an easel. If you don't have an easel, you could lay it down on the table or something if you'd like. But easel is one thing. I've got some paper towels. All right. I've also got a water cup, whiskey. I've got a blow dryer. I've got paper plates, are kind of like my palette. Feel free to use whatever you like. Paper plates are easy. This is acrylic paint, so paper plates will handle it. I've also got a pencil. I've got 2 pieces of chalk. This is just like regular sidewalk chalk that I can draw on my dried paint to kind of sketch on top of it. And then I've got 4 brushes. I've got my big flat brush, my medium flat brush, my medium round brush, and my baby round brush, okay? Go ahead and take all 4 of those and put them bristle down in your water cup. There we go. Okay. And I've also got a little ruler here, okay? I want some kind of straight edge. Doesn't really have to be a ruler. It would help, but you don't have to use a ruler. Just some kind of straight edge that we'll use later to make some of these lines in. Okay, I said blow dryer. I said whiskey. Oh, paint colors. Okay, I got white paint. I've got black paint. I've got burnt umber. And I've got raw sienna. And then I've just got some phthalo blue, okay? So, that should be everything, I think, okay? Let's take a shot here, follow along, paint the edge off. Cheers, everybody. All right, let's get that shot counter up and going. All right. Uno shots down. All right, let's get painting here. So first thing we want to do is take some of our burnt umber, some of our raw sienna, and some white. Get a good amount of these 3 colors here, okay? And we're just gonna start painting this background. All right, let's take our big flat brush out of our water cup, tap it off. There we go. Alright, I haven't done this painting in like a year, so I'm gonna remember here. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's take our raw sienna and our white paint. Alright? Take your caramel and your mayonnaise, mix them up. Okay? Or peanut butter and mayonnaise if that's better to you. I don't care. Mix up. Now I want to mix up a whole buttload here. 1 metric buttload. We're going to cover this whole canvas in this color, basically, so I'm going to use a lot. Okay? Okay. Once we get this mixed up, we'll cover this canvas, and then we'll, you know, add some other colors in there, and, yeah, you know, yeah. Okay, that's a lot of paint there. That's a good color. Here we go. You can kind of see that color a little bit. And I'm just going to go vertical brush strokes. I'm just going to start filling this baby in. And away we go. Look at that. Oh, yes. So satisfying. Oddly satisfying. It's one of those Reddits that I follow. Oddly satisfying. It's a good one. Here's some good Reddits I follow. One is Hold My Cosmo. That's a pretty good one. That's basically, it's Hold My Beer, you know, but for women. So it's called Hold My Cosmo, and it's like drunk chicks. Mostly trying to do something crazy and then falling or something. So that's pretty good. What else do I follow on Reddit? A lot of art stuff. Get a little bit more water on my brush once in a while and stir that in. And I am just getting a whole bunch of paint here. I'm just scooping it up. Once I get my water really stirred in there, I'm just kind of getting a big scoop, and I am just kind of trying to get a nice thick layer on here. Go as fast as I can. Oh, another good one's called Not My Job. So it's like, hey boss, I put the sign up and it's like upside down or something. Those are good. Those are kind of funny sometimes. Oh, that's loud. There we go. Okay, so we've got the background painted in. I do want to, now once I kind of want to cross horizontal, let's go vertical, get them all these brush strokes going the same way, and then let's take a shot. Alright, step 1 down, shots. Step 2, shots. Step 1, paint your background. Step 2, shot. Cheers. Shot 2. Okay, so we've got our background paint. I do want to go ahead and actually I'll wait to do my side edges because I want to paint some colors in here while it's still wet. Okay, now let's go ahead and start with our peanut butter. Okay, take some peanut butter, just get some more on your brush. You got a good dark amount on your brush there. Okay, you can see the light color here, got the dark color on top. We're just get a bunch of that on top here, and let's put some of these, let's just streak some of this through. I'm going to start by just kind of slapping them in an area, really slap them in there, you know, and then I'll go back and just kind of lightly just kind of brush these in. You can make big long brush strokes. I like to make them kind of longer because I feel like they kind of fade off. They kind of mix in better. But yeah, let's get those kind of mixing, just kind of going over them a few times. Now our background has a little bit of character. We got a little bit of character there. Okay, now let's take some of our chocolate. Okay, this is our dark chocolate. Get some of that, and let's add some darker marks here. So maybe I'm going to think about where I want to put these. I don't want to just put these all right here. I want to kind of mix it up. So maybe here's a big blank area. Here's another one. Kind of got a lot here. Maybe we'll do something, balance it out. Put something here and here. Maybe a lot right there. Okay, let's start with that. Now we'll go back and we'll kind of brush these in. Okay, and go over this as much as you have to kind of get it to blend in, and then stop whenever you feel like it's got a good blend. Now, there's one thing you can do here, and that's overblend. Don't overblend, okay? Let it go. Just let it go once in a while, you know? Just let it go. Let it go like that one thing that one person told you when you were in 3rd grade that you never got over. Just let it go, okay? Okay. Take some of this paint here. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. And okay, now we're not done yet. We're gonna add a little bit of light blue now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a new plate and let's take a shot. Let's also take a shot. I hate when people do that. I hate when commercials, when it's the Coke commercial, Coca-Cola, and it's like, and there's that foaming noise. I hate that. Don't know why I hate it. I just do. Okay, let's take our brush. Let's wash it out a little bit. Okay, so take a lot of white here, mix it with a little bit of blue. All right, we got some light blue. Let's get a good light blue. Maybe a little, maybe not that light. Maybe, there we go. Kind of a baby blue kind of color. There we go. Okay. Got a little bit of this blue. I'm gonna scrape some off. I got a lot on my brush. Let's just get a little bit, because this can get a little out of control here. I just want to put a little, maybe a little dot, little dabs here and there. Maybe some of your boring areas, or clump it up in some other areas. Definitely here is kind of boring. Okay, once we get that on, I'm going to do the same thing and just brush it in. But first, I'm going to go ahead and wipe my brush off. Hey, what's up, Red Dog? Let's wipe our brush off. We'll get a little drier, and we'll kind of mix this in. All right, so just want to brush this just slightly. Don't over brush it. If you mix this in with all your paint, you get this kind of greenish brown color, which you don't want. Just want to give this a little mix. You can kind of still see some of those bright blues. There we go. Maybe I want some here. There we go. It's good at this point to step back a little bit, look at your painting from a distance, and be aware of kind of what it looks like from a distance. It also gives you a good idea of what your painting looks like on a whole. If you're right up on it the whole time, you need to step away once in a while, kind of look at it from a distance. Okay. All right. I'll put up the trivia question here in a minute. Gotta say, that Batman movie came out, and as much as I wanted to see it, I told myself, no, don't fall for it, Joel. It's just another fucking Batman movie. This is gonna be the same thing you've always seen. I didn't go see it, and I heard reviews that were like, oh, it was pretty cool, I guess, but it was pretty long, blah, 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 right? So the trivia question today is, which of these actors would be the best next Batman? Okay, so here's a trivia question. Which actor would be the best next Batman? Is it A, Hulk Hogan, B, Jonah Hill, is it C, Johnny Knoxville, D, no one will ever be better than George Clooney at Batman, is it E, Bill Murray, F, Jack Black, G, David Spade, or H, who friggin' cares about Batman? Okay, that's your trivia question for today. Give that a guess. Whoever guesses correctly will get a free painting. Okay. I mean, George Clooney was, I think, maybe the best of all time Batman. But I did hear, I like Robert Pattinson. I think he's a pretty good actor, pretty good and all that. I like him. Can't wait till the Batman comes out on a streaming service and I'll watch it. Probably a year from now. Okay. Let's see. Also, let's blow dry our painting. And today's March 16th is National Panda Day. Okay, so here's a panda, everybody. This is what we live for. Today's National Panda Day. So, thank your local panda, your friendly neighborhood panda, and tell them how much they mean to you, okay? Go out, talk to your local panda. Even if you guys don't talk that often, call that panda up and say, hey, I've been thinking about you. How are you doing? You doing well these days? And they're going to be like, no, the earth is dying. My natural habitat is destroyed. And you're going to be like, hey, go get him, tiger. Go get him, panda. So today's National Panda Day. Okay, so I don't know, this dries pretty quick, but you're going to get some big, thick globs in some areas where you blend. This is where it is for me. This spot right here is real thick. I'm going to have to hold my blow dryer there for a minute. And yeah, let's go. Okay. You know, a movie I want to watch is Dune 2. I can't wait till they come out. Dune. I thought Dune was awesome. I want another one of those. Let's see. Okay, next step. We need to draw a little bit. Okay. Okay. What I do want to do first is find the center of my canvas. Now, if you're using a different size canvas, you might have to measure this or whatever. Find some creative way to find this. Or not that creative. It's not that hard, really, I guess. I don't know why I'm acting like it is. But I know this is a 20-inch tall canvas, so I'm going to go down 10 inches and just say, okay, there's the center of my canvas. There's my line. Okay, now, for this size canvas, what I do is I just take a paper plate and I put, you know what I should do? You know, it'd be smart as if I measured this and, you know, kind of put like, okay, this is like a 9-inch plate. I got 9 inch. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Let's go 4.5 inches out on both sides and see if we can actually get this. Because I always kind of eyeball where my plate goes. But if I actually go down and, like, you know, make a mark, it might be a little more accurate. Okay, so what I do is I take my plate and I put it kind of right there in the center, you know, where it's at its widest. Right there where it's trying to be right in the middle. I measured my plate. It's 9 inches, so I went out 9 inches, you know, or 4.5 from the center. And look, there's my big circle. Wow, look at that. Pretty much end up with service at work at that. No worries, man. There's the first line. Once I get this in, I kind of eyeball the rest, to be honest with you. But what I should do is not eyeball and do it correctly. So let's try to do, well, this one's kind of easy. It's small. What you can do is you can take your what's this called? A ruler. And you can go out, if I go out about 1 inch, let's go 2 inches. Yeah, about 2 inches. I can go here, make a little mark there. As long as I'm always starting from the center point here and marking 2 inches out, I'll make myself a good half circle. So I'm gonna go out here and make a couple of those, right? And yeah. Oh, Red, what you doing? You working there, huh? You working there, Red boy? Oh, hey, Red. I like to do my northern accent, I guess. When Red's on. Red lives in Red, you live in Canada, right? Red, you live at the North Pole, I think, right? Yes, I live at the North Pole. Okay, yeah, Red lives at the North Pole. Oh, it's a bunch of polar bears. It's not National Polar Bear Day, but it is National Panda Day. So one more time. Look at that panda. Look at that panda riding a little kid's toy. National Panda Day, everybody. Say hi to your local panda. Give them a shout out. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, so I've got my first circle. Got my second circle. Now I got my big circle, okay? Now, my big circle is... The idea is that it's from here to here, so I know that that is 10 inches. Okay, so I can say, okay, there's 10 inches, right? You know, earlier when I said use a straight edge, there's a way to do that too. If you just have a straight edge, you could just take that. If you have like a long piece of cardboard or something, you could make a mark on your cardboard and just, you don't have to be exactly 10 inches or whatever. You can make whatever size you want, make a mark on your cardboard, and then just make that mark all the way around, just like I'm doing with a ruler. It's just instead of the numbers being on the ruler, you're just going to have to kind of make those up yourself, which is very doable. Okay, so let's say 10 inches, right? All right, I got 10 inches for you. No, just kidding. Okay, let's go out. Let's say 10 inches here. Boom. Let's make another little 10-incher. Here's another 10. And now this is vague, I mean, and I'm not always holding it perfectly and everything, so there is a bit of fixing it later sometimes where you got to kind of connect the dots, but also kind of fix the dots if the dots aren't exactly in a perfect spot. Bit of connect the dot. Yeah, okay, I guess that's... Alright, now my ruler's up here. Let's go 6 to 16, I guess. So I can actually fit it on here. Okay, let's see, and then... 9 to... Now I gotta be 8 to 18. Okay. Okay, so now I've got these series of dots. Let's connect this. Again, I'm going from corner to corner, right? Corner to corner here. I'm trying to hit these dots. That's going to help guide me when I draw this in and get myself a good half circle. There we go. Oh, that's a good half circle. Oh. Okay, now don't fudge it up like I'm doing now. Go back over it. I want it to be nice and dark so everybody can see it clearly. Okay, and there's our 3 half circles we have to draw. Congratulations. Let's take ourselves a shot. Excuse me. Trivia question today. Who'd be the next best Batman? Was it Hulk Hogan? Was it Bill Murray? Would it be Jonah Hill? Jonah Hill would be an excellent Batman. Would it be Jack Black? Jack Black could really bring a liveliness to that role that we've never seen before. Okay? Is it... Who cares about Batman? I don't know. Okay. Okay, what are we at? We're at 5 shots. I'm at 5 shots, I should say. Okay, next thing we want to do is we're going to start mixing up our gray. And we're going to start filling in our windmill, I guess, is what it is. Let's take our plate. Let's take some white. Let's take some black. I like this part of the song. It's crazy. Okay, I'm going to use my big flat brush. If you want to get really exact there, you want to get in your details, use your small flat brush. But I like the flat brush for this part for sure. The round brush can be good on curves, but I like take my flat brush and just twist my hand and kind of, and it's a pretty good way to do that. And I want a nice solid edge. I feel like I have more control over the flat brush, I think. And that's what it's about for me, control. It's all about control. I work in a restaurant, and one of the girls was asking me, I'm like a manager there, but they're asking me, why do you like this job? And I was like, because I'm a control freak, probably. I don't know. It's all about control. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. You know, one thing that happened at work, though, the other night I was working, and I ran some food out to a customer, and it was clearly, they're like on a date, and they're probably in their 30s, mid-30s, and oh, they're nice and everything. So anyway, I come up and drop my food off, and the lady goes, oh, you have a nice beard. I was like, oh, you have a really nice beard. Kind of had this like, like flirty thing to it. We're kind of like, huh? I don't know. It was kind of weird, right? And I was kind of like, oh, thank you. And she was there with a guy, right? And the guy was kind of quiet. She was obviously the more talkative one, you know? He seemed like the more shy one. And then I walked away, right? And I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, I mean, I do have a great beard. I mean, pretty great. But I don't think that's what it was, you know? And then I started thinking back, and I was like, the guy was kind of, let's just say he was being timid, right? And the girl was being real talkative and then complimenting another man, right? And I'm like, oh man, this is a first date, and this is a lady really making sure that, you know, trying to testing him. I think she was testing him. I think she was like, yeah, what do you think of this, huh? What happens if I just compliment this guy here, huh? How you gonna react to that, huh? Oh, you're not gonna react? Well then, I don't know. It seemed like some kind of weird power play. I don't think it was about my beard. I'm starting to realize that in my older age, that most of the things that women would say to me, I'd be like, oh wow, I really must have made an impression on them. And then you realize, like, oh no, they're just using you. Women are a lot smarter than men like that. Okay, here's my chalk. Let's take our chalk. Okay, what I want to do is, I should have probably done this before I painted this in, but I didn't. So let's go ahead and we're going to put these fan blades in. Okay, now, kind of depends how much time you want to take to measure these out to be perfect. I don't like that much. Okay, if I say these fan blades are going to be, let's call them, we'll say they'll be 4 inches wide, right? I got 4 inches for you. Let's go ahead and go 2 inches from the side here, okay? Oh, 4 inches is a little long. Let's go 3 inches. Let's go 1.5. So here at the top, I'm gonna go put my measure up here. I'm gonna go 1.5 inch. Okay, so that's 1.5 inches from the side. So that's gonna be right exactly half of a fan blade, right? Let's do the same thing down here. Let's go 1.5 inch. Make a mark. Oh man, you know what I was thinking about the other day? That reminds me, 1.5 inch, doing all this stuff there, you measured stuff out. Okay, you guys ever watch, somebody ever watch, like, home renovation shows, or, you know, or... What I've noticed about those is, okay, next time you watch a home renovation show, it's always the dude, it's always like this, I don't know how to describe it. To me, I always use the word metrosexual, right? A guy who's like, you know, it's like, you're straight, but like, you've got gelled up hair, and you're like, got a collar, and you've probably got a little bit of makeup on, and you've really thought about your outfit, you know? And it's like these really kind of, some of them seem to me just kind of effeminate, right? But they're always like these really primped up, good looking guys, and they're doing this like home renovation, like hard work, rebuilding houses and stuff. And I thought about this theory, and then I thought about a friend of mine I had growing up. It was the exact same way. He was all about like renovation stuff, but he was always a guy who had like, when I was in high school in like the early 2000s, so, you know, faded jeans and like Doc Martens, and he had like nice, you know, buttoned up shirts, gelled hair. I mean, he looked primped and proper, right? And that's what he does now. He does like home renovation, builds cabinets, you know, interior design type stuff. It's just such an interesting dichotomy. Like, it just seems like, you know, renovating a house is a lot of like really manly work that you would think of, right? And then all the guys that are on those home renovation shows are like, I don't know, like real primped, and like, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like an observation. I don't know what it means. It's just something I started to notice. Hey, what's up, guys? Let's take a shot, and we'll keep painting. Just so everybody knows, once again, March 16th is National Panda Day. Okay, so make sure you say hi to your local panda. Here's a panda for everybody. Go down to your friendly family neighborhood panda and tell them how much they mean to you. Okay, there we go. My man Big Boy says, are you a crackhead? Yeah. I'll let you figure that out. Okay, I'm not done drawing, am I? Okay. I've got my points out here, 1.5 inches out. Let's take those in here. Let's just draw a line down there to that gray. Ba-boom. Okay, now, I should probably take time here and really measure these out, but I really don't want to. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to try to make them like 3 inches wide, okay? Okay, let's say there's 1. I'm done measuring stuff. Here we go. Let's just go. Alright, let's just say how long this one is. How long is this one? This one would be 11 inches. I got 11 inches for you. Just kidding. Okay, let's go ahead and make all these little fan blades like 11 inches, right? So there's one. Let's go out. Let's say here's another one. Well, excuse me. There's 11 inches right there. Here's 11 inches. Okay, excuse me again. Let's see. 10. It's not gonna fit. Okay. Whatever. Alright, let's go. Let's see. Panda juice. Other obscene things. Okay, cool. Pandas are extinct in my country. What country are you in? Roman meh. What country are you from there, diggity? Diggity dog? Ocean. Okay. Well, that's cool. Alright, there's one fan blade. Let's go out here. Here's my 11-inch mark. Let's make a little line there. Something like that. Okay, let's draw these out 11 inches. Trying to make them now. How close is this to 3 inches? Well, it's way more than 3 inches. It's 4 inches. Whatever. Well, they're going to be 4-inch fan blades then, okay? Okay. Back off. Okay, there's that. Okay, good enough. Okay, let's paint these in. And let's paint these in and let's take a shot. Cheers. Hey, to all you random people watching, want to win a free painting? Well, here's the trivia question. Trivia question, I give away a free giveaway painting like I do with all my classes because I have too many paintings. You just have to answer my subjective trivia question. Which actor would be the best next Batman? Is it Hulk Hogan, Jonah Hill, Johnny Knoxville, Bill Murray, Jack Black, David Spade, or is it D, no one will be better than George Clooney ever? Or H, who friggin' cares about Batman? D, yeah, no one will ever be better than George Clooney, right? I mean, that was the best Batman. Those bat suits didn't just have nipples on them, they had very erect nipples. So much detail in the nipples on those bat suits. Okay, let's take our big brush here. And let's start painting these in. Alright. Rant, what are you doing? Come here. What are you doing, Rant Pants? What are you doing, Rant? Okay. Guess my dog doesn't want to come in. Okay, so I like to start with, give some paint on your brush, kind of lay it down. I like to flip it over, pull it through a couple times, make it nice and flat. Hold it straight to your canvas and just drag that. I like to go fast. I think the slower you go, the more you're going to get a bunch of wavy lines. If you go fast, the more chance you are you're going to have a nice straighter line. Okay? I'm looking. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, and once we get these painted in, we'll add a little bit of color on these, and then we'll put the brown circles in, okay? Is I the option? That is what she said. Every once in a while, grab a little bit more water, mix it in with your paint, so you get a little bit more flow. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have a Whataburger around you guys, but man, the other night I went to a Whataburger. It's like a real commitment when you pull in there, because I was literally there for 23 minutes. I like looked at because I texted my friend saying I just pulled in the Whataburger. And when I left, I was looking at my phone, and it was 23 minutes before I left. And it was really kind of crazy. Like, what are they doing? Like, why? It's just insane how long it takes. I had nothing, pretty basic order, and it was just bizarre. It wasn't a long line, really. With a few cars in front of me. It's just bizarre. But, you know, I don't know. Just they get so busy, maybe they're just making it so fresh. That's what I like to believe, but I don't think that's true. But I'm gonna believe that. I'm gonna tell myself that, because I lie to myself every day about everything, you know? Guys, I'm still on that. I'm still on the Batman thing right now. Just how many times are we gonna remake? I mean, I get it. Remake it. It's gonna think it keeps going, I guess, but like, I don't understand people getting excited for a Batman movie. Something you've seen 8,000 times, right? That's an exaggeration, but it's something you've seen at least 5 times before. You got a new one. Wow, big fucking deal. Right. I'm still on that. I'm still on, I was trying to argue me about Ninja Turtles and say, because I keep saying, why did the Ninja Turtles have masks? They're not hiding an identity. You know, the giant turtle's one of them. You know? Yeah, I should get some help. I just think it's funny, like, why did the Ninja Turtles wear masks? Are they hiding an identity? The giant turtle's not a dead giveaway? My man Big Boy says I would rather watch a recent episode of Bob Ross. He's still not as dead as this stream. Go for it. Go do it, dude. By all means, you do not have to watch. Bob Ross is pretty cool. I don't know. Did you watch that documentary about Bob Ross? It's pretty good. But it did kind of, you know, show you some things about Bob Ross. You're like, oh no, I didn't know that. Like he kind of had an affair. Ooh. Saucy. Okay, we got the fan blades in. Yes, we did it. And he also says alcoholism is a serious problem. Get some help. You're right. You're right. I'm getting help. This is my help. Cheers, everybody. Ah! Okay, that makes shot 7. Okay, so we got the fan blades in. Okay. I'm gonna blow dry for a second, get it nice and dry. And then we'll put, I'm gonna put a little bit of color on these. I like to kind of drag a little bit of a dry brush effect. Put some white and some blue on the fan blades. And then I'll go through and I'll put the brown on top of that. After I get through kind of adding some texture and some lines of my fan blades. And then last thing will be writing in the words, okay? Let's see. Okay. No, it is funny though. I was thinking about that couple I was talking about earlier that at work, and it is funny. I thought, like, when in my younger years, I would think, "Oh wow, this girl really thinks I have a good beard," and now I think, and I'm like, she's using me to get to her date, you know? She's crazy. Women really, or well, I don't know. I mean, not just women, but I feel like that's like a difference that, she's certainly not how I am. To think of stuff like that. I remember my 20s when I would like be out partying and, you know, you hook up with a lady, right? And a lot of those times I'd be like, man, I really must have killed it. And I'd look back and be like, I don't think I did anything. I think they just decided. They picked. Or they did it for some other weird reason. Just so many things I'm like, man, women really just outsmarted me in my 20s. They usually do. I think your 20s are when women outsmart you the most. Okay, let's go ahead and keep painting here. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my small flat brush. Take your small flat brush, tap it off like a fancy pants artist. And let's get, let's start with our blue. So let's get some white and some blue. Alright, let's mix it in. We got some more white, get a little bit more blue in here. Make ourselves, now, this blue color here, I made at the beginning that we kind of mixed into the background in different spots, was a very light blue. I'm going to make this one a little bit darker. Not a ton, but just a little bit. It's not crazy dark blue or anything. Kind of a medium blue or a light to medium blue. It's just a little darker than that blue, right? Okay, so let's wipe our brush off. Let's scrape it off there. Let's lay it down, pull it through, flip it over, pull it through. Keep our brush nice and flat. Once we get our paint color mixed up, we're gonna flatten it back out. Okay, let's add some paint colors in here. Let's add some, I like to add some outlines a little bit. Like maybe I'll put a little outline like right there. Ooh, actually I can go a lot darker. That's a lot lighter than I thought it was gonna look. Let's add a little bit more blue. Meant to hurt you. Hey, thanks, Alex. Let's go a little bit darker, get some more of that blue. Now, Alex, why do you like this one? Is it the colors? Or is it the symmetry? Curious. Okay, so again, let's try this color. Maybe it'll be a little darker. Maybe, oh yeah, that's a good color. Okay, that's right. That's more what we're shooting for. Okay, let's put one of those in there. And then, you know, I kind of like to be a little loose with this. One there, let's put a line there. You know, maybe we put a little line there and here. Let's put, one there. Okay, let's put, maybe I'll put a little line here. Maybe I'll put a wide, now I'm gonna turn my brush on the wide side. Add that in. I like the colors, especially the background tones. Okay. Alex, did you show a movie in your class today? Did you show Air Bud 3 in your film lecture class that you teach? That's probably, you're probably saving Air Bud for, you know, end of the semester. Best, save the best for last. He said I showed Police Story. Oh yeah, that Jackie Chan movie. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope, if I do say so myself. So I'm kind of like going to switch back and forth. I'm going to put some wide streaks of blue and some skinny streaks. You're the only fan? Should start one just called Only Fan. No S, just Only Fan. I'm the only fan. Okay. Ooh, I like that. So I'm just gonna take some of this blue and I'm just don't have a lot on my brush, very small amount. I just drag it real lightly. There we go. Now, I do have to go back here to my circle. Now, this line came in too far, right? So what I'll do is, you know, we'll go back over that, but I want to deal with that later. I'm not going to over stress about that right now. Let's go ahead and take some blue. I'm going to put blue along the bottom line, and I can still see my original lines for that circle. So I'm going off that line, right? Or maybe I'll put a little boom. Okay, enough white. Let's enough blue. Let's go to white next, okay? Alex says the feedback I got was it's cool to see what Jackie Chan was doing before he was in good movies. In good movies like what, Shanghai Noon? Is that what young kids think? They think the good movies were what, like Rush Hour? Almost, you know, before he got a real good co-star like Josh what was his name? Chris Tucker. Love Chris Tucker and everything. I'm not talking shit. It's just like, dude, Jackie Chan was doing awesome shit before he was famous. Like, dude, his old Jackie Chan movies were so good. Like, okay, get your brush nice and washed out. Let's get some white paint and let's take a shot, okay? Cheers. Ugh. So I always blow my nose before I start these because this microphone, if my nose is breathing into it, it's like really loud. And I blew my nose, and you hear a booger that's like has like a heartbeat, you know, like it was like connected to like a vein. Like you heard like blood in your nose, and there's a booger that's like bloody, like it's like in your bloodstream or something, like it's like attached to your body. It was crazy. I blew my nose, and it was like this booger was like pretty gross. I know this is gross. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just being real with you. Okay. Just be real. Did I count that shot? I don't think I did I? Definitely had 8 shots. It might be a 9 or 10. I haven't been paying attention to my shots. But yeah, it kind of scared me. I'll be honest. Like, I think this booger's been bugging me for a few days. And wow, it was pretty wild. It was like a booger, and then on the back end was like a satellite or something, some kind of thing with like wispy tails on the end. It was like nerve endings I pulled out or something. Maybe I have a medical condition called boogeritis. I have a medical condition called I need a boogeropathy. I have a medical condition called booger cancer. Cancer of the booger. Alright, let's add some white paint. I'm adding white paint. I'm gonna put some wide streaks in here. Just gonna add some white flare. Just adding some white flare in here. Remember Office Space? We talked about flare. Think about that a lot. Flare. How many pieces of flare do you have? Can't remember who played that guy in Office Space. It wasn't Mike Judge, was it? I think Mike Judge might have played that guy, and it didn't look anything like him. Am I crazy? Am I making that up? Will someone Google Office Space and the guy who plays Jennifer Aniston's boss at her job? And was it Mike Judge? Who was like, well, if you do the bare minimum, you're gonna blah, blah, blah. I think that was Mike Judge. In like a wig. Which was really good. It didn't look like him. And then Jennifer Aniston was there, and she's like, I quit my job. I'm gonna go, you know, bang, what's that guy's name? What's the guy's name in Office Space? Ooh, here's a good spot for some white. Kind of like to think of white, kind of wear something to reflect. Oh, here's a good spot for white. Boom. What's up? You like that white? Oh, what's up? Maybe a little white outline there. Alright, a little bit there. Maybe I'll put a little bit of white right here. Oh no. Okay. Okay, a little bit up here. Let's put a little white. Oh gosh, that was a little crazy. Okay. Not my best line. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we go in here to our original circle there, right? Let's put a nice solid line right there. Now we can see that middle circle there. Let's do a little bit of that. A little bit of that, right? There we go. Now, I could cover that up. I guess I will. Why not? Might as well get a little bit more of this gray on my brush. And we could just kind of, you know, boom, cover that up. I don't know if there's anything else that's bugging you. You could add a little bit of this gray and you could go back over that line. Whatever. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Maybe I'll add a little bit more to my fan blades. The main thing I want to do is have, you know, a little like a rough texture because it's a rustic sense. So I really want to make sure you dry your brush off. Get a little bit of paint on there and dry it off so it's not it's a little rough, right? That's the whole idea of that rustic feel. It looks like textured up, right? Another thing you can do with the texture is you can take a sponge, you can take a paper towel and dab. That'll give you a good texture there. By the way, today is National Panda Day. So here's a panda. And go talk to your local panda. Tell them what you appreciate them, okay? Say, hey, I appreciate you, Panda. It's National Panda Day, and I need to really... I see you. I really see you. I acknowledge you. I see you. Okay, it's National Panda Day. Also, today's trivia question. Which actor would make the best next Batman? Is it Johnny Knoxville, David Spade, Jack Black? You know, there's a lot of good ones here. But I will say it has been confirmed who the next Batman is, and it's one of these people. Alright, I know who it is. Don't look it up. Just give it a guess. Ugh. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more texture. Let me take, maybe I'll take my big flat brush, really wash it out so there's no other... Actually, it's okay, there's other paint colors in there, and it's a little messy with other colors. That's okay, main thing I want to do is get it dry. Let's really dry it off. Okay, Sherry guesses B. Okay. Good guess, Sherry. Okay, let's get some white paint. Here we go. A little white paint. And I'm gonna kind of dry it off. I'm gonna dry it all off my towel. Excuse me. I'm gonna lightly brush this. That's what we want. A little bit of white paint. Very thin layer. Wipe it off on a towel. So it's even lighter. And go kind of crazy with that. You know, go wild. Go buck wild. A little bit on your brush, wipe it off on your towel. So you got a real dry brush. Ooh, boom. You can kind of go a little crazy with this now. Now it's just like this very light texture. You can barely see. You can kind of go crazy with it. You gotta really press to even see it, right? Let's do the same thing with light blue. Let's get a little bit of this blue on here. Very thin layer of blue. Let's wipe it off on our towel. Do a very light amount of blue on our brush. Let's go ahead and just slap that around, you know? Slap it around like your mom and your stepdad. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't do that. That's not... Don't encourage that. Slap it around. Now, me and my girlfriend were talking about, like spanking your child and stuff. And I said, yeah, I don't want to spank my child. But there are circumstances where if a child's like... just grabbing knives constantly and like trying to eat them, and if they won't, I mean, I feel like there would be a circumstance where if they won't stop, you know, stabbing themselves or something, you would, if you have to hit them to get them to stop, there would be a circumstance. Like always, she got mad because she thought I was just arguing with her, but I just like to play the devil's advocate. Thing to me is that, like, if we just say black and white, no, never, there's probably some circumstance, right? Wouldn't there be a circumstance where maybe it's possible? And I don't think we should silence those thoughts. We should be able to think and say those things and talk it out, okay? But I don't like hitting children or animals. What this really stemmed from was, okay, I took my cat to the vet yesterday. And by myself, just me and my cat, just, I don't know why, I'm new to cats, okay? And cats are, they're different. I don't know. I don't understand. I've never had cats. I'm allergic to cats is why. And I have this cat now and I'm very allergic to him and it's a real problem, and so I'm working through that. I'm trying to make him an outside cat. I got him a collar. Okay, so I take it to the vet yesterday. It's just me and this cat. I just take him in the car. And at first he's in the back like whining, right? Now, I've taken him to the vet before, but my girlfriend's been with me. And she was like holding him or something, right? I don't know why I didn't think it'd be a big deal. I didn't think it'd be... So we're driving to the vet and he's just whining and I'm like, Philip, it's gonna be okay, buddy. Everything's fine, Philip. Okay, I'm gonna get some brown on my brush and keep painting, but I'll keep telling this story because it really was crazy. And he's like, meow, meow, I don't like this. And I'm like, everything's fine, Philip. And he jumped up and was sitting like the middle console and was kind of like, and I'm like, okay, I kind of need my arm space here, Philip, but I'll adjust for you. And then he gets like under my feet, like where I'm driving, like with gas pedals and shit. It's kind of dangerous. But we were almost at the vet, so I'm like, okay, I'll just really pay attention to him. And we get to the vet, take him in. The vet's like, yeah, he was pretty freaking out in there, you know, like he was trying to run away. Do you have a carrier cart thing? And I'm like, no, I just throw him in the car and we'll take him. I didn't think I needed a carrier cart thing. I don't know. I guess I do. So, anyway, so then Philip gets back in the car, right? He got his shot. He's good. We're driving. I'm going to go to PetSmart, so I'm going to get him a collar. And we get to PetSmart, and everything's fine. Go inside. I was in there for a minute. It took a little longer than I thought it would be to get... I just bought the tags and took it to the machine and got them engraved and got little tags for him and my dog. Took longer than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna hold my brush flat to my canvas. Don't lean it. Hold it flat to your canvas and just twist your hand as you drag it and make a nice circle there, okay? Meaning you're gonna hold it like this and kind of twist your hand. You're gonna twist it as you go around, but you're still holding it flat, right? Okay, so I leave PetSmart, and when I come out to my car, he's in the floorboard of the driver's side floorboard. And so I'm like, I start my car up, I'm sitting there, I'm like, come on, Philip, come up. No, you can't be down here. I have to, you know, press on the gas and stuff and brakes, and like, you can't be down here. It's dangerous, right? So he finally comes up and he's sitting in the passenger side. All right, let me try to like focus here and get this a good circle. Whatever. Okay, so, and he's sitting in the passenger side. So then I'm like, okay, we're good. I start to drive out of the parking lot, and he keeps like putting his paw up, like he's gonna come over to the floorboard under my feet. He's like, and I'm like, no, Philip, no, Philip. You know, just like, hey, Philip, come on. And then, you know, the second, third time, I'm like, Philip, no, you know. He keeps going, and he keeps going, and he keeps going. I'm like, Philip, no, Philip. And he looks at me, and he's like, has this crazy look in his face. And he starts to go harder, and I'm like, no, Philip, no. And I start kind of putting my hand down, like, no. And I kind of pushing him back, right? And he just keeps going. Like, no learning. Like, there's no, oh, this happened last time, I should change. It was like psychotic behavior, because cats are psychotic. They're basically a sociopath, right? And he just keeps going, and he starts going harder. And he goes, when I goes hard, and I'm like, no, Philip, no. And he starts kind of really squeeze himself in there, and I go, no. And at one point, I push him back, and he kind of flew into the, I push him back hard over to the right, over to the passenger side. You know, he like jumps back, and he's like, and then at that point, he comes back again. I kind of like nicely, like, no. And then he looks at me, and he gives this look after another push or two, and he's like, it's game on. Like, I don't know, something changed in his eyes. Something happened, and he was like animal instincts came out, and he's like, I'm getting that floorboard. And he just starts like all of a sudden he was all wide, and like he looked like a tiger, you know, like attacking, like prey. And he just starts like, and he starts running, he starts pouncing, like leaping, trying to get down here to the floorboard under my feet while I'm driving, right? I'm like, no, Philip! And I'm yelling. At this point, I'm screaming at him, like, no, Philip, get back, right? And I'm like throwing him over, and he's just, as soon as he gets he's just flying back over, right? And I finally grab him, and I like hold him down with one arm in the passenger seat while I'm driving, and like I get to a spot where I can kind of stop, right? And I kind of like, what are you doing? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And I kind of let him go, and he gets in the back. So he finally got in the back, which thank God, because I was so fucking worried. So then I'm driving, and I'm just thinking the whole time. I'm just thinking, like, is he gonna like come and like attack the back of my head now? Is he like pissed off at me? Does he hate me? And I think he did hate me for a minute. Like, there's definitely a moment when I was holding him down. He'd look, and I looked at him, and he was like, I don't know what happened here, but this changes things, you know? Like, it was definitely a moment where he was like, look, I don't know what your problem is, but I just want to go over here. And if you're not going to let me get there, like, I'm going to get there on my own. And he was just like, whoa, boundaries. And he got really mad at me. Anyway, so I got home and let him out. I took him inside, and he was just, as soon as I picked him up out of the car, because I can't let him go because he's going to run off. I had to carry him into the house. He's a fucking cat. So I carry him into the house, and he's like, just can't wait to get out of my arms and run around, you know, just get away from me, basically. So, anyway, I tell my girlfriend about all this, and he kind of like runs off to his little spot in the window, and he's like, just gonna look out here and, you know, run away from my feelings. Because cats are sociopaths, and they don't have feelings. They're like, the first chance I can do, what's my motivation? Get away from any kind of feelings or love or emotions. So he runs to his window and just stares outside like nothing happened. And then I had to go to work a little bit later, so before I left to try to pet him, and he's like, looks at me and he's like, I don't know. And I let my hand out there, and eventually he's like, and he kind of leaned in. And I was like, does this cat hate me now, you know? And then he kind of leaned in and let me pet him, and I'm like, okay. And then when I got home from work and I pet him, he's like all over me, so ultimately, I guess it didn't affect him as much as I thought it would, but it was crazy. There was just this time where I was driving, and I'm like, he was coming to try to jump on my feet so hard that I was like, what do I have to do to get you to understand, like, you can't do this? And there was no... It took me grabbing him and holding it, like pushing him down in the passenger seat while I was driving to get him to like... And at that point, he did kind of submit and kind of was like, okay, I'm not going to fight out of this. Which just makes me think, like, all cats understand is violence, and I'm just kind of like, why do we have to get to this point for you to stop trying to come over here? And also, what's the difference? It's just because my feet are down here? There's floorboards in the front, the back seat. I don't know. Cats are a mystery to me. Obviously, I'm not a cat person. I've never had a cat. I don't get them. So I'm learning. Anyway, back to hitting kids and stuff. This is what that spawned this whole talk the other night, where I was like, I don't want to hit children or anything, but I'm just saying there are circumstances where sometimes crazy shit happens, and you don't want to hit a child or anything, but if they're like gonna endanger themselves, sometimes drastic measures, you know. And she was, and I feel like everyone, and this is kind of what we talked about, like, everyone online is so black and white, right? And if you can't say anything and say, well, what about if there's a crazy situation? It's possible, right? And she goes, see, that's where I just don't even argue with people. And I go, well, that's why I argue. So that other people don't feel like they can't, because I'm like, I'm going to argue anyway. Because to me, it's like, you should be able to talk. You should be able to say your things. If you're wrong, you should be able to accept that you're wrong. But you should be able to say those wrong things at first and be like, well, what about that? Because you might not have thought about it a different way. We should be able to talk. I think that's what the internet's so bad for, is talking, you know? My cat is freaking... Okay, Sherry says, my cat is freaking crazy and obsessed with me. It's annoying. Yeah, that's how Philip is. He comes up, he's so obsessed with me. He'll come and just like lay on my face to the point where he flips around and puts his like balls on my face, and that's where I draw the line where I'm like, okay, you can like cuddle to my face and all, but then when you put your butt in my face, no. Okay, Sherry says my middle son will argue about everything. He calls it debating. Tell me this, your middle son. How many... What's his older and younger? What's your sibling? What's his sibling situation? Because I'm a middle child of 2 girls. And debating was the best thing ever for me. I loved it. I don't know why. I want to say it's something to do with like being a middle child, maybe. I think being a middle child makes you more of a debating kind of person. But I think I'm just kind of naturally. Maybe it's just natural. I don't know. But anyway, I do think the internet, like, just like when you talk about stuff, like, on the internet, everyone's so black and white. If you say this, you're evil, and everyone just jumps on you. And if someone will say something, you know, like a good counterpoint, it's like, okay, yeah, but what about this, right? And you're actually, like, just, you know, taking what they say, and you're like, okay, let's say that's true. What about this, you know? And, but then, like, 5 other people jump in who aren't the person you're talking to, and they're just like, you're a piece of shit, and they'll just pick you apart, you know? That's the problem, I think, with most of the internet, is, like, random people jumping in, and then other people being like, oh, I don't want to say anything. I think that's ultimately my motivation for arguing, is I think we should be able to argue civil in a civil way. That's just me. Let's write something. What should we write? Close to home. Sherry, what's a good thing to write here? Maybe like live, laugh, love, close to home. Cats are crazy. I love my cat. Maybe like I'm gonna do it in 3 lines. Maybe like don't tread on me. Maybe like take me away. Oh, okay. Maybe some kind of escapist thing. Like, how about... Okay, I'm gonna make a line. Alright, here's what we should do. I'm gonna make 3 lines, right? Right here in the middle. Okay, those 18 inches down. Let's go to 16 inches. So that's 4 inches in. So let's go down to 4 inches, right? Let's keep it in this range, right? No, let's go wider. Let's go 3 inches. Now, let's go to 17. There we go. Okay. There's kind of my text box. Now, how many inches is that from top to bottom? 14 divided by 3, that's 7 inches. Let's do 6 inch so we got some giveaway. Okay, let's go 6 inch. 6 inch. 1 inch. Now we'll go 6 inches from there. Oh no, I split that in half, not thirds. Shit, okay. 14 divided by 3. It's like 5 inches, right? A little less than 5 inches. Let's go 4 inches. Right, let's go 4 inch. Alright, let's go 4 inch from here. And then between there we got 6 inches. Okay. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and make some lines here. Here we go. Alright. There's another one. Now then here we got the little... There we go, that's the next line. Alright, there's this main one here. Let's go ahead and do something like that. If I was more sober, I'd make these a little bit more straight. Whatever, who cares? Do whatever you want, okay? Don't judge me. Okay, there we go. So there's some lines, right? Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3 blocks. Let's say, how about, I miss you. Let's do I miss you. That'd be nice. Okay, shit, oh my god. How do I do cursive? I almost forgot now. It's been so long, okay. I'm gonna type in cursive alphabet. What does I look like again? I haven't done a cursive since I was a little kid. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that seems right, I get. Oh wait, this looks different. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's take a shot before we write these letters in cursive and do the final detail that requires as much hand-eye coordination. Let's take a shot first. Okay, now again, today is National Panda Day. So here's your panda, okay? That's all I write, cursive. Oh, okay. I write in all caps like comic books. I grew up reading comic books, and I always liked how that was. Also, my dad writes kind of like that, so I always wrote in these all caps. But obviously I learned cursive in school, but whatever. Okay, cheers.
Strangest thing is, the strangest thing here. They thinking they close, but it ain't.
I do have to say,
I love being me, 'cause
as much as I'm like, you know,
I'm the coolest.
cursive, you know, it seems like it's an important thing to learn. Never used cursive in my life. I don't know, I've never handwritten a letter. I mean, I have, but not since I was like 10 years old. I think what I needed cursive for, really. I mean, you sign your name and stuff, which is usually kind of cursive. Okay, who cares? No one cares, Joel. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to switch to my small round brush, or my medium round brush. And we're going to take black paint. Maybe a different color would be good here. Maybe blue? No, let's just do black. Okay. Let's get our brush. Let's get some black paint on here. Make sure we got lots of water. We want this to be kind of ink-like. Lots of water. Nobody is. Okay. Actually, I should write this in first. What am I doing? Okay, let's go. So, shit. Okay, so I miss you. That's what I want to write. Okay, I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Just show me the picture. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay, according to this, this eye looks weird. Okay. I miss. Look at that. I can still do it. Oh, wait, this needs to come down. There we go. Okay, okay, I got it.
Make my mark and I ain't gotta rebuild. Run off over, I ain't gotta refill. The strangest thing, and that's okay with me. Not fitting in is how I came to be. The tables are so I do not compete. So if not coming back to eat. Yum yum, hidden like a tum tum. Don't forget, seen a lot where I come from. Can't nobody throw you off when you someone.
Now, one thing I will say is, Chalk is good because it,
comes, I can play the conundrum.
you know what to follow, right? But it also dries your paint out.
Strangest thing is, I'm the strangest thing here. They think
So if that happens, you have to deal with that.
as it appears. I love being me, cause nothing like my peers. I'm the coolest thus far from the things they fear, and I'm be myself.
My main advice is just be loose with it.
I'ma be my
So
and nobody else.
I miss you. Let's do a big old dot. Boom. I miss you. That's a nice sentiment. Who knows? Maybe, who knows? Now all my lines are slanted because I'm a moron, but if I do it like that, which is how I'm really. Here's the thing, this one easel, I don't know what it is, but okay, it always is like this, because I'm always like pressing on it. But this is actually level. Or wait, that's level. So it doesn't look as off. Okay, let's paint our bottom edge. Let's paint our bottoms. Let's see, let's answer the trivia question today and see who won. Which actor would be the next best Batman? Hulk Hogan, Jonah Hill, Johnny Knoxville. No one will ever be better than George Clooney. E. Bill Murray. F. Jack Black. D. G. David Spader. H. Who freaking cares about Batman, right? Okay, let's say... Let me see who answered it correctly first. Who's let me see. Going back and reading these are actually pretty funny. What are you doing? Okay, give me like just a second here. I'm going back through. Where was guest? H was correct. Who cares about Batman? So the first was Ranjata. Okay. Figured it out. Okay, let's paint the bottom edge and we'll move on and we'll finish this painting up and let's also put our initials on there, sign it. There we go. Okay, I got the bottom edge painted now. You're gonna see these chalk lines on your painting, and I would suggest don't fuck with those until I would wait a day. I would wait till it's completely dry, right? Wait till it's dry. I'll sign my name. Boom. So the winner today is Ranjate. I don't know, the first one to answer it correctly. So congratulations, Ranjate. You win a painting. There's the painting for today. Now, these chalk lines, what you want to do is make sure your paint is completely dry. You could blow dry. I would say just leave it alone for a while and come back way later and erase it with a little bit of water or something and wipe it off, right? Okay, yeah, I haven't done this painting in a long time, so was kind of figuring it out as I went. No one was talking to me really except a bunch of trolls online, but Sherry was there, Alex was there for a minute. Thank you guys. Irregardlessly, I love you all. And you know what else? I'm not even trying to be a hater on Batman, okay? I want to see it. I hate that I add on a whole. I'm just not gonna spend money on it. I'm gonna go to a movie theater and pay money to see another Batman movie. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna, in my mind, imagine that this new Batman movie comes out in a year. That's all I'll do. I'll just, in my mind, I'll tell myself, oh, this movie comes out in a year. I'll watch it then. Because there's nothing special about it at all. Other than Robert Pattinson putting probably his whole life and soul into it, which is cool. But I can wait on that. It'll be cool whenever I watch it, but we have to stop giving in to these movie studios. They're just going to keep making the same crap. Stop paying for these things. It's not worth paying for. You gonna pay to go see a Sonic movie? Really? You gonna pay to go see a Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Are you kidding me? What a joke. What a joke. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna go off on a tangent like I want to. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, okay? I'm gonna just say bye because I got trolled pretty hard earlier by a bunch of people. One of them said, what'd they say? Alcoholism is a serious problem. Get some help. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this seriously. Get some help. Alright, goodbye. I love you all.